warm welcome to all of you, both national and international faculties, for being here and helping us with the master class today. We also welcome our guest speakers for today for the opening ceremony, Mrs. Tanya and Mrs. Amira. And we also welcome the delegates and the pharma industry for being here. It's a pleasure seeing all of you, and I thank you all for being here. I also thank my team who has worked with me for the last 4 years in helping us create a credibility and a stability for our organization, which we founded. Ours was a baby organization trying to find its way into a space for itself in this whole world, which is full of academics and scientific contributions. And I think we have made a small little niche for ourselves, and I'm happy that that has happened. And we have worked with international collaborators such as the International Androgen Excess and PCOS Society. We have worked with Monash University. We have sort of collaborated with the International Society of Gynae Endocrinology and the Center for Research and Excellence in PCOS. So our team effort together has led to a group of more than 1,000 members who have become members of the PCOS Society, and that has formed the basis of and the foundation of our organization. And now from now on we have to go from this infancy stage to the next stage of childhood, where we need to reach out and help to bring on the main important sort of structure or character of the organization, and this we hope to achieve by doing various activities in the next few years. Our mission through the PCOS Society has been to update our members and other disciplines of medicine on subject related to women's health, mainly PCOS, and our vision is that we should prevent long-term morbidity of young girls, and now of course after today's class of young babies, so that we can prevent PCOS in them and prevent morbidity during the adult years of their lives. This we have been doing actually the patient education program by educating them on PCOS through a digital mode of having a website which we call Conquer PCOS, which is extremely popular, and it has almost 15,000 hits every month. And this we have been doing mainly to educate young people on what really PCOS is. But in the coming years we hope to go live, and we hope to go into various cities, go to schools, colleges, institutions, go to places where their parents work, so that we can educate them on how one can identify or find the risk factors in their children of what could be leading to PCOS. So this is what our intention is, and the next year we have already tied up to do 50 such sessions in the city of Mumbai as a pilot, and then once it goes well, we will take it further all over the country. Today there's not much information available on the Indian PCOS girl. We have a different ethnicity compared to whatever education, whatever articles are available in the journals, but there's not much on Indian PCOS, and this is something we are all striving to do. And I think we could do a lot. As a matter of fact, we could all get together, like-minded people, and work on little clinical projects, little things which will identify what our ethnic population, what are the risk factors in our population. We have begun on the right note, and today we had this brilliant masterclass by Professor Andre Ganazani and his team, enriching us with the most enriching knowledge and cutting-edge research on adolescent PCOS. We also had the national experts bringing to the front what really is their experience in Indian PCOS, and tomorrow we are looking forward to great clinical discussions and interactions on very, very practical problems, very contrary to what we learned today. Today was absolute the current research on, and tomorrow will be all the practical problems which most of the clinicians face in day-to-day life whilst managing their patients. I'm also looking forward to taking this forward in terms of, where we are looking at, say for example, India is the second largest capital in the world for diabetes. And if we who are looking after PCO patients can prevent diabetes in those PCO girls by identifying them early and by trying to prevent diabetes from coming in with whatever lifestyle changes, etc., we wish to do, I think that would be a great achievement we could do for our women in this country. And as a matter of fact, it's up to us to take this to the government, to parents, to people who are involved in this entire activity, which will help to give us results. And this is what really should be our vision together. And I hope that we will, as a team, work together and carry on this particular agenda or initiative which we are all looking forward to. So in short, I wanted to just brief you on what we as the PCOS Society of India is doing, and we hope that we would be able to bring you more and more newer concepts from all over the world of PCOS very soon. So thank you very much, Sangeeta, for having introduced me, and I think we can go on to the next part of the program. Thank you.
We have a special message from Sadguruji, and I request Madam to present that.
As a matter of fact, we were wanting to invite one of the very leading personalities of this country as one of our guests of honor. And unfortunately, he was traveling, so he has sent us a video message. Now, before I play the message, I would like to briefly introduce him. And he is a personality who's known globally for his wisdom, his vision, his yoga, and his work for the betterment of rural communities. Today we talked a lot about stress, how stress can cause PCOS, or how it can be one of the causative factors. And therefore I think it became very, very appropriate to call him, because he has been talking and promoting yoga in a very big way. But besides promoting yoga, he has been known for his great skills at speaking. And if you ask him a question, if you see his videos on YouTube, you'll find that he has very convincing scientific answers to whatever questions are asked of him. As a matter of fact, he's been conferred the Padma Vibhushan, which is the highest civilian award which the government of India has conferred on him in 2017 for his distinguished services to humankind. He has been, this is Sadguru, that's his name, Sadguruji. He's been the founder of Isha Foundation, which he created 30 years ago as a non-profit organization with human well-being as its core commitment. The foundation is supported by over 9 million volunteers in more than 30 countries worldwide. He's known for his scientific approach to every problem in life, and he has been an invited speaker at various prestigious institutions, such as the UN World Headquarters, World Economic Forum, Google, Oxford, Stanford, Wharton, and even TED Talks. So he's been invited speaker everywhere. We wanted him to be here, but unfortunately he couldn't. He's a great promoter of Hatha Yoga, and Hatha Yoga is a kind of yoga which is little different from the regular yoga. Now what he has to say, he says, unfortunately today, yes, he's very happy that yoga has been promoted all over, but unfortunately he thinks that in the western part of the world, if you utter the word yoga, people think you must twist yourself out like rubber bands or stand on your head, and that is yoga. But he says yoga is not really an exercise form. The word yoga means union, and today modern science has proved that the whole existence is just one energy. And the Hatha Yoga, or the experience of yoga, is a preparatory process, and that is a process to bring balance between the sun and the moon in you, beyond certain limitations, preparing the body for a higher possibility. The health benefits of it are undeniable wherever you live and whatever you do. The scientific community is slowly beginning to recognize the depth and dimension of what yoga is. And yoga is a very powerful way of living. Power not over somebody else, it's all about power to access life. So let us play his video, what he has sent us a message. It's a short message of 6 to 7 minutes.
Namaskaram. I'm sorry for my inability to be at the international conference of the PCOS Society of India. Adolescence is a stage of life when a fresh possibility is beginning. This is important for every adolescent child, especially the girls, to understand that this is not problem, this is a possibility. This is the nature of a whole lot of human beings. They turn every possibility into a problem. A possibility means something new is coming. When something new comes, obviously you don't know what it is or its shape and form of how it comes to you. Just because something new has come to you, should you celebrate or should you get stressed by it? This is something you must decide. If you avoid possibilities because you in your mind, you have turned it into a problem, you must understand nothing new may come in your life and one may die of boredom at the end of their lives. So it's very important, adolescence needs to be handled in a sensible way. This idea, adolescence is a problem. Well, if you look at it, a whole lot of people have made every stage of their life into a problem. Toddlers have diaper problems, adolescents have adolescence problems, hormonal issues, middle age is a crisis, old age is terrible. Tell me then, which part of life is great? So please, it's very important the young girls understand this is a beautiful phase of your life when from being a child you're becoming an adult. An adult means you're being geared for life. So, address this adolescence with utmost respect and regard and handle it in a responsible way because new possibilities of life are coming in front of you. Don't let your intelligence to be hijacked by your hormones. My best wishes and greetings to the conference organizers and every adolescent girl in this world. In today's world, the way the society is structured, the way the many aspects of life has arranged itself, women have to care much more about their health than men. Simply because nature has invested a very elaborate reproductive system in a woman. We were all born out of a woman's womb, so there was an elaborate system inside. Normally, if you look back, they would start using the reproductive system by the age they were 15, 16. It was put to use probably throughout their life, at least throughout their reproductive life, in some way it was put to use. If a woman had 6 or 7 or 8 children in her lifetime, most probably it was spread out throughout, so reproductive organs were used in a certain way. Because of that, she did not have those issues as they have today. Another reason is, both men and women, of course, were working hard physically, physical work. Because of physical work, there never was any fat around the abdomen. At a young age, if a girl gathers abdominal fat, she is asking for it. There's simply no two ways about it. How soon or how late depends on various genetic and other aspects of life, but once abdominal fat gathers, then a young woman is definitely inviting trouble for herself, it'll come. Not enough activity, physical activity I mean. They may be working in an office, but that doesn't mean anything, because that's not physical enough. If you're working in a field, that would be different. I think the problems that you're mentioning largely are happening in urban women simply because their physical activity, even if they exercise, it's half an hour, 1 hour in the morning, rest of the time they're sitting. So, because of this, there is not enough activity in that region. That's one reason. Another thing is reproductive process is not made use of, that's another reason. So if you're not using your reproduction process, that is, if you're not bearing a child before you're 21 years of age, it's very, very important that you must do Hatha Yoga. If you do gym, if you run, if you do this and that, run to some extent. But if you're just gymming and doing muscles and you're looking fit, that's not good. You must do intense Hatha Yoga. From the age of 12, if a girl child starts doing Hatha Yoga, she will go through all those issues most of them think is a big issue and go through lots of struggles for every stage of development within themselves. They will go through this effortlessly. So this has to come, that if reproductive health of a woman has to be maintained without reproducing, it's very important that certain things are done, and that part of what you're doing should be largely focused in the thoracic region or the abdominal region, must be worked in a certain way. There is no system which works it the way the Hatha Yoga, the systems of Hatha Yoga will work it, and there are specific asanas and processes which can be taught. If they do this, they need not go through all those medical stuff that unfortunately the numbers are rising in a big way. Another dimension of this is also mentally they are in a… Urban young women these days, a lot of them are very disturbed about something or the other. At one time, only your family or your children or your husband or your immediate friends disturbed you. Now you have friendship across the globe and just about anybody can freak you, anytime. So just a message is enough that you worry about it for next 3 days, for whatever reasons. I don't want to blame it on any one thing. It has become a norm that everybody must be stressed. So this also can be very easily handled. The basic body chemistry can be brought to such a level of balance within you if you do the right kind of yoga. And this is the solution for the future generations. Otherwise, this will rise because today, I think, including the rural, tribal, all kinds of women put together, the average childbearing age, I think, has gone up to 22 or so. But I believe in the next 25 years, it will go to 35 most probably, and it's a very good thing. So if it goes up to 35, then the number of these type of issues that young women will have will multiply manyfold unless they take care of themselves. Taking care of themselves is not about medicine, not about doctors. You must start yogic processes so that the body brings a certain balance. Chemical balance is there in the system, hormonal balance is there in the system, all this glandular secretions are happening well in a balanced manner. If this is happening, they will not go into this mode of unnecessary ailment. Well, a percentage of people will always have some physical illness, that's a different matter, but right now there's an unnatural level of percentages. The society is reaching an unnatural level of sickness, so that has to be brought down, it's very important.